All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. And if you're wondering why I have this look on my face or why I look the way I do, it's because I'm channeling something inner from a couple of characters that I like, and I'm going to explain. On this day, on an episode of Monday Night Raw in 2011, on this very date, on a Monday, on this day, two very shocking yet exciting things happened in one segment. For weeks now, vignettes appeared, or should I say ads, because I'm struggling to pronounce that. But WWE ads, or should I say vignettes or whatever, appeared during episodes of Monday Night Raw, and you would see 22111, and you would see a house in the night and it was thundering and stuff. Then you would see a couple of weeks later, you would see a man in a hat walking around through the windows. You would see, not in a peeping Tom manner, but you would see a man through the window walking around a dark house. As we all were able to allude to, it was none other than one of my all time favorites, a man who just got added to WWE's Hall of Fame, The Undertaker, which is why I'm channeling this look to look more like a biker era of The Undertaker. But that's not the only reason I have this leather jacket. You see, The Undertaker came out, and for a second we heard Johnny Cash's No Grave Can Hold Us Down. And then, ironically, that would be The Undertaker's theme for 2011. Did you think that was a cool theme for The Undertaker, or should he just stuck with the Rest in Peace theme? He went back to Rest in Peace in 2012, but No Grave by Johnny Cash was his theme for that year. However, when The Undertaker came out with his original theme and he's set to take off his hat, we don't know what he was going to say, because before The Undertaker could let out whatever it is he was going to say or whatever thoughts he had, The Undertaker wasn't the only person that made his return that night, because the Game, Triple H, who had a leather jacket just like this, came out and ripped it off and gave The Undertaker a look that told him, I'm coming for him. Now, as we all know, the year previous, the previous WrestleMania year, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker had faced off, and it was Shawn Michaels' last match, because the stipulation was if he had lost, then Shawn's career was over. A year later, Undertaker made his return on this very date, and before he could say anything, Triple H interrupted, which sparked another extra pop from the crowd. As if The Undertaker wasn't exciting enough, Triple H came back. And we all thought Triple H's first objective would have been to go for Sheamus, because Sheamus had put him out of action for several months, starting at Extreme Rules 2010, which was a rematch from WrestleMania 26. But instead of going for Sheamus, and Sheamus got his the next week actually, but instead of going for Sheamus immediately, he interrupted the return of The Undertaker. And no one saw that coming. And it is because of that surprise, that moment is one of my all-time favorite Raw moments ever. The fact that you have The Undertaker, one legend, coming back, and then shockingly Triple H comes back, it was just 5 stars. And what makes this match, this moment, extra special is that nothing was said and nothing needed to be said. Certain moments are just so great you don't need words. And this was one of those moments. Because as Triple H got in The Undertaker's face, all he did was look at the WrestleMania 26 poster that was hanging up in the balcony, and The Undertaker looked with him. That silent moment, and people say, use your words. Not in WWE. We don't need to use our words. And neither did Triple H. Because as they looked, Triple H looked back at Taker. Undertaker looked back at H and gave a sarcastic smirk. And then he put on his hat. Fans began to boo, and the Undertaker said, "Forget this," and came back and did that, which symbolized, "I accept your challenge to meet me at WrestleMania 27." And Triple H did his iconic DX sign, "Because we got two words for you." I'm going to say it. Suck it! Sorry if that was offensive. But either way, he did his DX chop and they stared face to face. That was one of the most iconic moments ever and one of my favorite moments in history. And that match at WrestleMania 27 was awesome. One thing about The Undertaker that was so amazing, that he was able to do the match even though he wasn't able to walk later. He laid everything out that night. However, ironically, they would face off in 2011, but they actually faced off 10 years prior in 2001. Irony. But again, this was one of my favorite moments in Raw history and one of the most iconic moments between two legends who didn't even need to say anything. It's just that legendary. So, do you remember this moment? Did you enjoy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and that's all the time I have for you today. That is your On This Day history review from the past. One of my favorite moments. What do you think about the moment? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll be back with one more Black History Fun Fact Trivia for the week. See you then.